The Beijing night sky seemed more sparkling than usual, as if all the stars were conspiring to highlight one special moment. Inside a hall adorned with soft lights and the scent of fresh flowers, the atmosphere was serene, but there was something trembling in the air, a carefully hidden secret. Amidst the smiling crowd, Xiao Zhan arrived unsuspectingly, his steps light, his face bearing his signature polite smile. He had assumed this was just another evening with the crew and a few close friends. There was no hint that this would be a night he would remember forever. The light slowly dimmed, leaving only a soft spotlight following Xiao Zhan's steps. He glanced around, slightly confused. Soft music echoed, and then, from the darkness, a familiar voice emerged. "Happy birthday, Xiao Zhan." The voice was deep, calm, yet heartbreaking. A voice that had once only been heard on screen, now echoed before everyone. Wang Yibo stepped out of the shadows, carrying a small cake with a gently flickering candle on top. The entire room fell silent. The cameras stopped rolling, and the conversation ceased. All eyes were on those two figures, two names that never left the spotlight, two people who had weathered storms of rumors and the cheers of millions of fans. But that night, there was no celebrity glitz, no shadows of the past. There were only them, standing face to face, under the soft, warm light. Xiao Zhan was momentarily stunned, unable to believe what he was seeing. He chuckled, almost nervously, but his eyes radiated something deeper, surprise, emotion, and a feeling that was hard to describe. Wang Yibo smiled faintly, as always, but this time his smile no longer hid his feelings. He stared at Xiao Zhan for a long moment, before finally saying softly, "I know you don't like surprises, but some things are too important to miss." The words were simple, but the atmosphere in the room changed instantly. Everyone could feel the warmth between them. Xiao Zhan took the cake with slightly trembling hands. "You planned all this?" he asked, still in disbelief. Wang Yibo nodded slowly. "With their help," he said, pointing to the team standing in the distance, smiling with satisfaction at their success. The candles on the cake were still lit, their light dancing softly across Xiao Zhan's face. He looked down for a moment, then looked at Wang Yibo with a soft glint in his eyes. "Okay," he said quietly, "but you blow them out with me." Those words made the room erupt with laughter and applause. No one expected the formal atmosphere to change so quickly. The two figures, who had always seemed calm and collected, now looked like old friends who understood each other without needing words. As they blew out the candles together, time seemed to stop for a moment. The light went out, but the warmth spread. In the darkness, Wang Yibo whispered something only Xiao Zhan could hear. No one knew what he said, but the smile that appeared on Xiao Zhan's face afterward made everyone feel a wave of genuine emotion. After the candles went out, the large screen behind them suddenly lit up, displaying video greetings from fans around the world. From China, Thailand, Korea, and Europe, all united in one voice, wishing him a happy birthday. Xiao Zhan stared at the screen, his eyes beginning to water. He tried to smile, but his voice cracked as he said, "I don't know what to say, thank you, everyone." Beside him, Wang Yibo patted him gently on the shoulder. "You deserve it," he said simply. It was a simple sentence, but from the tone of his voice, everyone knew this wasn't mere lip service. There was pride, there was admiration, there was a warmth that couldn't be hidden. Several minutes passed in an atmosphere filled with emotion. The soft music returned, and Wang Yibo, usually quiet, took the microphone. "I'm not a good talker," he said with a small smile, "but I want to say you always give your best to everyone. Tonight, let us give you something." The crowd erupted in cheers, and Xiao Zhan's face grew increasingly hard to hold back the tears. Without warning, the large screen displayed a montage of their journey together, from the early days of filming to the laughter behind the scenes, to the difficult moments they'd gone through together. Every image brought back memories. Every second of the video shook his heart. Xiao Zhan covered his mouth with his hand, holding back the overflowing emotions. Wang Yibo simply stood beside him, staring at the same screen with an unconcealable smile. When the video ended, the lights came back on. Xiao Zhan turned and looked at Wang Yibo. No words were exchanged, just a brief, natural hug. The audience knew full well that it was worth more than 1,000 words. Amidst the applause and cheers, there was a small, deep silence. A silence shared only by two people who truly understand each other. And that night, the fandom world was rocked once again. Footage of the celebration spread across social media within hours. Thousands of comments flooded timelines, tears, laughter, and emotion all mixed together. But beneath it all, one thing was clear. No matter what they'd been through, the friendship between Xiao Zhan and Wang Yibo remained sincere and real. As the event concluded and the guests began to leave, Wang Yibo turned around once more. Xiao Zhan stood in the center of the hall, holding flowers and gifts from fans. He looked at Yibo, then smiled. "Thank you for everything," he said quietly. Wang Yibo only responded with a small nod, but his gaze spoke louder than words. On that night full of light, nothing remained but warmth and memories that would last forever, a moment felt not only by the two of them, but also by the millions of hearts watching from afar.